Yes, yes, yes. Mr. Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And something's missing. Something's missing. I think it's the music, but it's okay. It's coming in a few seconds. The topic of the day. I think we're at Boxing Talk with Rafi 154. I think it's something like that. The topic of the day is scrolling across your screen as we speak. And it is Daniel Kinahan's presence. We asked the question, Daniel Kinahan's presence in boxing, being criticized, being questioned. Is that fair or unfair? And that is the question that we're going to be looking at. But in the meantime, let's get this thing started properly. Let's kill the music for a second. Let's kill the music for a second and start this thing properly. Let us go. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so let's start the music properly and let's get into this. Let's dig into this topic. Stop sharing that. We stop sharing that? Or do we keep sharing that? We may keep sharing that. Okay, so what's the situation looking like out there? Let me do my sound check. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Boom, let's go. Sound check. 1 2 1 2. What's the situation looking like out there? Let me do my sound check. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Is there anybody out there? Of course there is. Of course there is. There are people out there. There are people who love the channel. Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so how are we gonna start this thing? You've got the topic at the bottom of the screen, but to allow, oh damn, the notification's gone out. Damn. Okay, so we're looking good. We're in good shape. We're doing a lunchtime thing. We're not here for a long time. We're here for a good, informative time. Okay, so first things first, let's get the link in the chat. Boom, boom, boom. On this muggy but warm Thursday afternoon. And where we at? Simple. Show receipts where the family fortune came from. OMG. I thought James Jameson was coming up with a joke, but he's come up with a very good idea. Show the receipts. James Jameson wishes to see the receipts, and I'm sure James wouldn't be averse to a few screenshots, or as some people call them, screenshots. Okay, so I think the best thing for me to do right about now to allow the area to populate is to pull up a short video. Boom, boom, boom. No, that's not it. That's not the short video. That is not the short video that I was looking for. Okay, but let's look for this video that I want. I know what I want, and I'm pretty sure I know where to find it. Damn it, didn't mean to do that. Okay, we're back in good shape. All right, let's look for this thing. Let's look for this wretched thing. Okay. Let's have a go at that. Let's see what's going on. Let's go see what's going on with that. Okay. Let's have a look at this thing here. Boom. Okay, so let's scroll back and get this thing right. Okay, I think I found it. Okay, let's stop that and let's stop the music. Boom, didn't even fade it. Just a hard stop. Very, very rude. Very, very rude. Okay, so I'm sharing this, so let me stop sharing that and share this, and that will be our warming video. It's on the same topic, so it ain't no problem. Okay, so let's have a look at this here. See how we can navigate this shiznix. Stop sharing that and start sharing this. I think that's the one I'm looking for. Okay, how much of that are we seeing? How much of that do we want to see? Let's get that off my screen. Bring this forward. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay, it's there. It's there. It's there. It's there. Let's tidy this screen up. Let's go large. Oh no. Oh no. Too many screens open. Too many windows open. And so let me see how I navigate that. The warming videos from another show. Some people may be confused. This is rough. But anyway, let's go. Let's go with it.
I didn't expect to get on here. Yeah, man. It's good to have you.
Oh, that's a good timing.
Mr. PBC himself. Wild Soul. Hey, how you doing? How your fellas doing? How you doing, Wild Soul? I didn't expect Wild Soul to sound so big. You sound big. You sound big, Wild Soul. Sound like a big. I got a voice. It's good to have you on here. I didn't expect that. I thought, what? Americans. 6 feet, 210 pounds. That's it. Oh man, you sound like about 6'7" and 299 pounds. Okay. That was a while back. They used to have this Smoke City Mobcast, but you know, yeah, I kind of had to fall back from them guys because they too fanatic. When I come on there and talk about Wild, there's a little exaggeration with it, even though I root for the guy, but I'm realistic. Yeah. Those guys are nutcases, man. they don't deal with reality. I don't know what's up with that. Like they really don't understand. I don't get them at all. You know, I think they fool themselves. I think they've taught themselves. You know, when I was a kid, I told a lie. I told a lie to the other kids, and I said that I just saw a ghost. I saw a ghost, and all the other kids, where? I said it was in the hallway. There was a ghost in the hallway. I was just trying to spook them, just trying to freak them out. But you know, after a while of trying to convince them, I convinced myself that it was a ghost. That it was a ghost. I could visualize it because I had to describe the ghost to all the other kids. So I could, after I described it to them, I could actually see the ghost. And to me, that's what the LDBC are like. It started off as a joke, and then they talked about it so much, and they convinced themselves so much that they now actually believe that Wilder is the best. Well, you know, they got to deal with reality. I mean, to be honest with you, I always knew Wilder lacked the boxing skill. He didn't have that skill set. That, you know, you need that pedigree. That's why he lost to Fury, because he couldn't draw on that pedigree. Yeah. Fury had that pedigree. It's like once the right hand don't work, he can't pull no other tricks. That's it. And that was exposed. I was kind of sad. I was rooting for the guy, but in all reality, you can't defend all those excuses, man. That was ridiculous. Yeah. And now they're talking about Fury has stuff in his gloves and somebody drugged Wilder, but didn't he have like a period where he was backstage for a while because they was waiting on a urine sample? So if they're waiting on a urine sample, if somebody drugged them, it would have been in a urine sample. Well, they have tested. I'm talking about directly after the fight. Well, they have tests before the fight and after the fight. So directly after the fight, they do get urine tested. So if there was anything amiss, then it would have shown up in the urine sample. But the sample came back clear. If there was something, what I'm saying. Yeah, it came back clear. El Jefe, the sample came back clear.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what the Nevada State Athletic Commission says, man. But
yeah,
it gets to the point where it's almost a conspiracy now that Wilder lost, bro. I just took the L, bro. Wilder lost. Let's continue.
Me too. I mean, that was a thorough beating, and whether the guy was on drugs or whatever, it was the skill that beat Wilder. It wasn't about nothing else. He had a better ring IQ. He was a bigger, stronger guy that night, and that's what happened. And if you lie to yourself, you're never going to be able to overcome that. He's never going to be able to get better if he's, accepting all these excuses.
Yeah.
I guess you got to tell yourself something to move on, but that's not it, man. You should be mad at yourself for coming up short, for not sharpening your skill set. That's what happened to the guy. And I'm a fan. You know that.
Yeah, I know that.
I deal with reality though, man.
Yeah.
I boxed a little myself, and I see the amateur stuff that he does, and it's like he had these. The thing is, he's knocking everybody out. So sometimes when you knock people out like that, you don't get a time to really hone your skill set. You know what I'm saying? You need time in the ring. You need time in the gym. If you're hurting your sparring partners, if you're hurting your trainers, you're not getting that time. And then when you get in the ring, you're knocking everybody out so easily. Now, when you run into a guy you can't knock out, you got to have something else to offer. You can't just fold up like that. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, lie about it. Say, oh, man, this happened to me. I was, that soup was heavy. They drugged me. There's spies in my camp, and I can't trust nobody. And I'm just like, bro, come on, man. I was very disappointed in the reaction. I could deal with the loss. Accept it, man, like a man. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the game. Yeah. He said it before the fight in interviews. All the great ones lost. He said it after the fight. You know what I'm saying? So if you have that mind state, the thing you're supposed to say is, yo, I'm going to move on, go back to the drawing board. You're going to see me again. That's it. There's nothing else to say. We seen what happened to you, bro.
You seen what happened to you? Got beaten from pillar to post.
Everybody's seen it. So it's not like you could deny what happened in no stretch. You can't deny that. It happened. You know what I'm saying? You got beat down. Yeah. That was it. Came ill prepared because, like I said, his skill set is not there. He's going to have a tough time with Fury again. Yeah. Hopefully he can land that right hand at the right time, and it might be a good night. But if that don't happen, I don't know what's going to happen other than the same outcome, to be honest.
Damn. El Jefe. No.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So just give us your quick breakdown before we get back to the thing, before we get back to Daniel Kinahan.
I was gonna say I agree with them. I think all Wilder has to do is just accept the loss, because in everything in life, bro, you gotta accept the loss.
Yeah.
Analyze it and see where you could get better at, man, and just go for the trilogy, bro. Put in that work, but I don't know, man. It's like Wilder started to feel himself. He started to, he started to act like his fans of so much dick riding. You get to the point where you think, everything's easy.
Yeah.
You start.
They was riding him hard. They was riding him hard, man. They was riding him hard. If somebody's riding you that hard, you're gonna think that
your ego, bro. Your ego gets out of place, and sometimes you don't put in the work you have to put in, man.
Out of control.
Yeah, I started to get worried when he started talking that 2-second crap about knocking people out. Yeah. All he needed was 2 seconds, and it's like, if you follow boxing, man, nobody knocks everybody out, man. It never happened.
Never.
When has that happened?
Never happened.
I have almanacs here. I'm looking for somebody. I got several almanacs, boxing almanacs that go back to, they have records from like the 1800s. So there's nobody in the almanac that knocked everybody out. There was that one guy, maybe, what's his name? Aaron Valario, remember that guy? He killed his wife. I think he had all knockouts, but he ended up dying. So, he didn't get a chance to go to a decision. He would have went to a decision eventually.
Yeah, of course.
But Breland should have let him know that. Like, yo, you can't depend on this right hand all the time, man.
Okay, so uno momento. So I got intangible backstage. Is anybody got beef with intangible? Are you beefing?
No, intangible solid.
Okay.
I never heard of him.
Okay, so intangible boxing is in intangible. How do you do?
Doing pretty well. What's up, fellas?
Yeah, man, it's all good in the hood over here. It's all good in the hood over here. I can't really say it's all good in the hood over here because we were supposed to be interviewing right now. I should have just been wrapping up an interview with Junior Jones, but that's a whole different story. That's the live before this one. You'll have to go and check. That's how. Oh, you already know. Yeah. You chuckled.
Yeah.
You already know.
Junior Jones, the guy who faced Pereira and Morales.
Yes.
He beat Pereira early in his career.
Absolutely, beat him twice. Junior Jones, two-time champion, but alas, that didn't materialize. You can go and check that out after this show to see what happened. The video is still up there, but we're heading straight back. Let me share my screen again. Heading straight back into the story, the topic, the reason why we're here. Okay, so I continue where I left off. Let me just read the headline, then I'll get back to where I left off. So Daniel Kinahan. Can you see that? Let me see what you'll see. Yeah, you can see it. Okay. So Daniel Kinahan is rebranding himself in the Middle East as a boxing promoter. And actually, now I think about it, even in this article, they don't tell you what he should be known as. So even in this article, they're dancing around it. The skirt, it didn't really mention him. They mentioned Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren. Let me just highlight, if I can read this, it's in small print. I'll say, okay. Well, this article gets right to it. What is that? The Irish Star. And here I see it says, Daniel Kinahan is a mob boss.
To associate with him to get fights in Saudi Arabia, or is he like trying to promote?
He's doing it now. He's a promoter over there now. He's doing it now. And his company manage Tyson Fury's management company.
Wow.
So when Tyson Fury name-checked him, Tyson Fury didn't hold back. Tyson Fury name-checked him, and I don't know, I think that caused the storm. I don't know why Tyson Fury did that, but he did do that. He name-checked him.
That's where he got his marching powder from.
Yeah. Oh, I think he was on the marching powder long before Kinahan came on the scene. I think he was long before that. I think he's no stranger. He ain't no stranger to the marching powder. But let's get back into this. Okay, so this article from the Irish Star reads, as a matter of fact, my instincts tell me to go and check the chat, make sure everything is appropriate. Okay. Yeah, everything looks good in the chat. Go ahead between Fury and Joshua with the feud. Okay, so they're referring to the feud between Kinahans and the Hutch. But some people say it's not really a feud. It's more of a one-sided slaughter by the Kinahans. This feud has been funded and pursued under the orders of Daniel Kinahan. There is nothing to celebrate here. This is mob rule. Put some respect on his name. He killed two.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
sure did.
Put some respect on his name. It's two.
Yeah, my bad there. My bad.
That we know of.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure. I think that all promoters, to a certain degree, have close ties with, the mafia, or have been part of a lot of corruption. With Daniel Kinahan, it's just more, I guess, projected. So I think that. As long as it's not really affecting anybody, I guess.
It's killing people. How do you mean it's not affecting anybody? Come on, man.
In the matchmaking process, though.
What do you mean, matchmaking process?
As long as it's not hurting anybody or there are scams going on, I guess they can proceed. I don't really know how involved he is in the boxing circuit, how he interacts with fighters.
He's a manager. He's got hundreds of fights, maybe 200 fighters under him. 50. Let's continue on with this thing. Right down to the bottom now. Yeah, I just read that. Let's bring this down a tad. A bit more. Let's move this over. Okay, a bit bigger. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so a number of publications have also urged the government to get involved. Government involvement. Fine Gael, Neil Richmond has said that Kinahan cannot be allowed to run for cover with the protection of the international boxing community. I've called on our Minister for Foreign Affairs, Simon Coveney, to make a direct appeal to the authorities in Dubai, to hold Kinahan to account for his real activities. Speaking in the dial this afternoon, Labour's Kelly said that Kinahan is rebranding himself in the Middle East as a boxing promoter and that the country must intervene. We have to, what department? We have to, whatever. We have to go through, yeah, maybe they missed that goal. We have to go through the Department of Foreign Affairs, or we have to ask them to intervene with the UAE in relation to this individual. We owe it to the victims of such a cartel. Oh, damn. So he's running a cartel. Our country needs to do this and needs to do it today. We also need to communicate very strongly with certain sports broadcasters and certain sports companies and other companies involved with this. But this is an important juncture. I would ask you, through the Department of Foreign Affairs, through the Minister for Foreign Affairs, to highlight how important this is for us because of this parasitical criminals' activities. OMG. You hear what they call him? You hear what they call him?
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's crazy. Yeah, that's kind of harsh. Like, you would never hear that in America. Only reason why is because it's always going to be a legend for lawsuits. Because the guy go to court, say he do like John Gotti and beat the case.
Yeah.
Now you didn't prove that he was who you said he was in the paper. Now you can get some extra. You're going to be paying for his lawyer fees.
Well, you see,
That's basically what's going to happen.
I think they're challenging him. I think they're challenging him. They're saying take us to court then. Take us to court for slander. They're saying take us to court. They called him. This is what they called him.
I guess they really know that he must be knee deep in the business.
They know. They
have to know it.
If he is in that infrastructure, then why hasn't he been indicted or any investigation, I guess, brought it down on him?
Well, I think that listen, there's documentaries galore. There's documentaries galore on, if you type in Kinahan crime family, there's documentaries galore. I happily state here, this parasitical criminal, because of his parasitical criminal activities.
Yeah, America could trash on them.
100%.
They're different.
Yeah.
I just looked up this dude, Kinahan.
Yeah.
And supposedly he's rebranding himself as a boxing promoter. So, I mean, I guess he's taking those, like, maybe he's taking his experiences, like, as a crime boss or, within that infrastructure. And I guess he's taking it over to boxing, just not using it in that anymore, maybe. I don't know.
Well, no, he's still the head of the family. I mean, that's why would you cut off your source of income?
I mean, if he's rebranding himself, then that's unless the article's sort of misleading in that context, or that's the context I've read so far.
I'm sure he washed a lot of money over the years.
Hey.
So he probably has some legitimate business that they can't really touch.
Oh yeah, that's
how he could reinvest it into the boxing business.
That's a good point, because that's what they've been doing. If you research his father, and like I said, there's documentaries galore. Well, not that many, but there's enough. There's enough. You research his father. I can't remember his father's name, but Daniel Kinahan. Then go to his father. His father will pop up. You research him. He was an intelligent guy who just allegedly is an intelligent guy, well educated from a middle class background. Went to a good school, but then started to mess around with the H. Started to mess around with the H. Why am I hidden? Started to mess around with the H, and then I think selling it maybe as well, but then he got addicted. Anyway, long story short, he got a prison sentence. He cleaned himself out, and he started to. When he came back out, he thought, yeah, I'm going to make money off this. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make money off this thing. And he started to learn foreign languages. He got a bit of a stretch. In jail again. And then I think he learned 2 foreign languages. In fact, and I think he got a degree or something, an additional degree. And then when he was due to be released, he declined. He turned down. His father turned down early release because he was learning a third language, and he wanted a bit more time to get it locked in. So he speaks Dutch. He speaks, I think, Spanish or Colombian to communicate with them. To communicate with them guys in South America.
Right.
And there's a third language. So he basically learned the language of the people that he was doing deals with: the Dutch, the Spanish, the South Americans, and one other language I can't remember.
Hey.
So this
is a smart guy.
That's one hell of a smart guy.
Hey, all I'm saying is if Daniel Kinahan gets us the first undisputed champion since Lennox Lewis, he's good in my book. Great human being. Wonderful man.
Despite the alleged killings. Despite that. Damn. That's heartless, bro. Right.
What are these? Murders or overdoses?
No. In the feud, these are straight up.
The war. He murdered 18 people.
Well, no. There's been 18 deaths in the feud on both sides, but his side is doing the most, allegedly.
Oh, okay.
His side is doing the most, so he's probably got like 15 and they've got 3, or 14 and they've got 4, something like that. It's more of a slewing. Okay, but we're getting the feeling from the boxing fans that don't give a rat's ass so long as they get the fight. That's the bottom line, not me. I haven't expressed my view yet. I haven't expressed that yet. Boxing Finesse up in the building. How do you do? My instinct says he's still running, you know what, in the Middle East, using boxing money as a decoy, trying to run a clean business. He hasn't been in jail or convicted, so he busts the case. No evidence. And these guys bust the case all the time. Send Big Jimmy over with one thing in the right pocket and some money in the next. What do you want?
Yeah.
You want the right pocket or the left?
You want gold or silver?
Yeah, exactly. So you want copper or silver? Make your choice.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And cases go away. So I guess right about now is a bit like the Teflon Don. That's the allegation.
Well organized.
Yeah, extremely well organized. And one of you guys made the point, well, maybe he's cleaned up some of his money now. And yes, that's the key point. His father, being as smart as he is, invested in all kinds of business. They've got all kinds. They have investments in all kinds of legitimate businesses, which is what smart criminals do.
Right.
And that's what they've done. So they've got lots of money coming in, clean money. And
it's not just like they washing the money with a front. They got businesses that are productive businesses that bring in them cash flow. So you can always reinvest that. Like that's the way it's supposed to be done if you're doing it, if you're into that type of thing.
Yeah, if you're into that type of thing, that's the way it's supposed to do it. We're not advocating criminal activity.
Not at all. No.
Not at all.
I'm just saying that speaks to the intelligence that you spoke about. You know, when he was talking about the father. That's how the real smart brain criminals do it. It gets to the point where they could do a forensic audit and don't find nothing. That's what happened with Sammy the Bull. Sammy the Bull was smart like that. They said a very good businessman where he washed his money to the point the feds didn't touch his money.
Mm-hmm.
He went to jail basically for strong-arming people, for murder and stuff like that.
Ooh, Sammy the Bull?
Yeah. He didn't go to jail for any of those, selling drugs or any of the racket stuff. He went to jail for murder. And that's what they had him on.
Yeah.
He hardly talked.
But the second time they got him for the ecstasy ring, he was running out to Arizona.
Right, yeah, later on, right.
Later on.
He was running a plumbing and construction business, and everything was legit. His books was legit. But, you know, they can't count the influence that he has to make these deals happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother game. So, but he was a good businessman. We watched his money with, he was rich when he got out of witness protection.
Oh yeah, he's a wealthy man. I've read. I study all of them guys. I study all of them cats. You know, it's just I like to know how the world works, and it's not just. It's kind of murky. The world can be very murky. Okay, so let's share. Let's share some more. Sharing is caring, and you know, we like to share. So let me see. Let me navigate this thing right over here. I'm a bit uncomfortable with the arrangement. Let's stop sharing that. Stop sharing that. Let me put the link back in the chat in case somebody who can't see the link. Boom, boom, boom. I think it's there now. Okay. So I need to share. I need to share. Where we at? Oh. What am I looking for? I'm looking for that. There you go. Boom. Yeah, okay. So we take that off and let's have a little looky. Let's have a little looky. Let's go back. Let's go back in time. Let's go back in time. Let's turn back the hands of time. Okay. Okay. So I take it you understand that you were listening to a previous recording on the same topic matter, the same subject matter that we're dealing with today. Okay, so let's get the music crunk, and let's go up into the revised. What kind of music is this? It's throwing me. No. I'm gonna have to go back to my standard. Yeah, I have to go back to my standard movement, my standard music. It just keeps everything moving nicely. It's nice tempo. Okay. So that was the first piece. Where are we now? Let me drop the link in the chat once again. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I got my mojo. I got the flow. Okay, so why am I looking at a blank screen? Why am I looking at a blank screen? Okay, first and foremost, we're gonna update that. That was the original piece. Since then, I spoke to Spencer Fury, and he kind of clued me up, gave me an alternative view. He said, okay, well, that's what the press is saying. But who would you rather speak to, the press or the people who are actually factually involved with him, who have worked with him? Have you spoken to the people who have actually factually worked with the fella in question? And I thought, hey, well, that's a good question. That's a damn good question. Okay, so when you actually speak to the people who are involved with him, then it's a different story. The story is, well, the dude makes millionaires. How many millionaires in boxing has he made? Talking about the guy Daniel. Made multiple millionaires in boxing. There's a lot of people with good things to say about him. So we got to look at both sides of the coin. We hear the press side, and we hear from people who have actually worked with the fellow. They tell a different story. Do I go into Exhibit A right about now? Not just yet. Let me just drop down before we go to Exhibit A. Let's just acknowledge some of the people in the chat. Of course, we got the James Jameson. Simply show receipts from where the fortune came from. Okay, that's a fair observation. Yes. We remember that. That is true. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? And we did a little bit of wild talking. Okay, she's biz up in the building. Spanish, Espanol. The father learned Espanol. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Gotta show the legitimacy. If he can't show the legitimacy, then he shouldn't be able to be involved in the sport. Well, we're gonna come on to that. Plata o plomo. Yeah. No, we can see James Jameson has spent a stint in Benidorm. Oh my gosh. OMG. You know, I gotta get rid of that comment there. That's like YouTube don't like them comments there. Jeez, Louise. You know, they're already trying to hammer me as it is. So I don't need any they don't need any assistance. James Jameson not taking any prisoners whatsoever. No prisoners whatsoever. OMG. OMG. Okay. So let's look. I don't know. I think we're gonna look at Exhibit I. Are we gonna look at Exhibit I or Exhibit B? I think Exhibit B might be Exhibit A. Let me close down a few of these things. Boom. Close that down. What is this? Close that down to my B. Then we can definitely close that down. And no, we keep that. Okay, so let us go to the words of, well, let's put it up first and foremost. Let's put it up. You can tell that James Jameson is a well-traveled man. There's no doubt in my mind. Well-traveled. No question about it whatsoever. Okay, so what's the fella's name? It's Billy Joe. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so let's pull this up. We got to be balanced around here. We got to be balanced here. We got to provide balance. We got to provide the people with balance. You know what I'm saying? We got to look at the argument from both sides, both ways. OMG. OMG. Okay, let's put it up. Boom, boom. You see what I can see? Do you see what I see? Damn, let's fill the whole damn screen up too. That's perfect. Perfect. That's perfect. Which one? Great line, Rafi. Which one? I don't know. Oh, well traveled to Benidorm. Yeah. Well, hey, an admission. I've never been to Benidorm. I hear it's quite nice. Okay. All right. So I think the elderly have taken over that spot. I think at one time the ravers used to go there, but now the elderly have pushed them out. Okay. So we got to balance. We got to be balanced around here. It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. Hit that like button. Hit that. Oh, by the way, yeah. I appreciate the like to view ratio on last night's show. That was some really good like to view ratios. I appreciate that. So anybody in here who has not been in here before, but you're enjoying the content, then please kindly hit that subscribe button. Anybody in here who is enjoying the show, lunchtime special, then please kindly hit the bell, the like button. And yeah, any kind of positive buttons that you want to hit, feel free to do so as we proceed with balance. You know, we're talking about Daniel Kinahan, so we have to balance things out. And you might say, well, you're talking about him now. Are we going to get to that article after we get to this article? But I'm just aiming to have a balance, so it's a balanced piece. You understand? I'm sure you understand. Okay, so in response to the talk, in response to the criticism being leveled at Daniel Kinahan, there are those, many, who are speaking words of support for the fella. Aqua. Okay, so let's get into it. Billy Joe Saunders speaks on the topic. Let's hear the words of Billy Joe Saunders. Okay, so Bill, please. Bill, please. Bill, please. Oh, you mean check, please. Okay, okay. Nice play of words. I see what they did there. I see what they did there. Okay, so Billy Joe Saunders threatens to quit boxing at the age of 30 if Daniel Kinahan is forced out of the sport over criminal links. Criminal links. Okay, so Billy Joe Saunders revealed he could walk away from boxing if Daniel Kinahan is forced out of the sport. Sorry about that. Saw some little, what do you call that, lint? Little dust on the microphone muffler, on the muffler. Don't want no dust on your muffler. Okay, let's just proceed. Okay, so Billy Joe Saunders, yeah, he'll walk away from the sport if Daniel Kinahan is forced out. Okay, so Kinahan has faced allegations. Hold on, let's get that out of there. Kinahan, who has faced allegations in the High Court that he runs a multi-million-pound drug empire, has been, hold on, let me be fair here. Let me highlight allegations. Okay. Has been a longtime friend and career advisor to Saunders. Okay, there is Saunders. Billy Joe. Marbella. So that's the support there. Marbella. That is MTM. What do they call it? They called it originally they called it MGM, but they had to change the name because the MGM American, the hotels, etc. There was a conflict. So MGM had to change their name to MTK. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so there's the man himself, Macklin's Jim Marbella. Americans say that as Marbella. It's not pronounced as Marbella. It is Marbella. Okay, so yeah. So Kinahan has been a long-time friend and career advisor to Saunders. But the alleged boss of Ireland's Kinahan cartel is said to be quitting boxing. It comes after Tyson Fury faced a backlash for thanking the Dubai-based businessman for brokering a 2-fight deal for the WBC champion to face Anthony Joshua, the unified champion, in an historic undisputed title fight. Okay, I'm tripping over my words here. Okay, so Saunders revealed if Kinahan, who has no criminal record, incidentally, not even a parking ticket, let's say. Don't know about that. I made that bit up. Okay. If Kinahan is forced out of boxing, then he too could leave, as he would be left with no one else trustworthy to handle his career. Damn, there's no one trustworthy enough in boxing that Billy Joe would be comfortable handing his career in the hands of such individuals. Don't exist apparently, according to Billy Joe. Okay, so Billy Joe told our sister company, this is part of the reason why nothing with me is moving forward at the minute, because there's only one man I can trust. Damn. There's only one man Billy Joe can trust in the whole of boxing. OMG. Okay, so without a man you can trust in this game, 100%. It's something that I don't really want to be involved with anymore. 100%. Okay, I wonder if he trusted Frank Warren. I wonder if he trusted Frank Warren 100%. Does this mean that when Billy Joe was with Frank Warren, he was working with, well, yeah, we know he's associated with MTK, so that would make sense. Okay, so I've taken a lot of advice from a personal friend of mine, Daniel. And I know he's walking away from boxing, which is a big, big loss in my eyes. Damn. Man's walking away from boxing. Without a man you can trust in this game 100%, it's something that I don't really want to be involved with anymore. Damn. Billy Joe sounds brokenhearted. Okay. I don't know if I want to be a part of it at this level anymore, moving forward. Or what do you mean, this level? You drop down a level? What's going on? He's walking away 100%. Oh, damn, he's 100% walking away. And if he does, what do you mean if he does? Well, you already said he's walking away 100%. So there's no if. There's no if in 100%. The two are mutually exclusive. It's either 100% or if. It's either if or 100%. But if it's 100%, there is no if. Okay, contradict yourself there a little bit, Billy. Just a little bit, mate. Just saying. So if he does, then I don't really want to be part of that. Unless he can sort out my contract before he walks away or something like that. Sort out your contract. Sort out what contract? You already got a contract with Eddie Hearn. Are you talking about something like with Canelo? I don't know. He's done so much for boxing. He did so much for MTK. He did so much for Irish boxing and world boxing. Kinahan set up the MGM boxing gym in Marbella with Matthew Macklin. But the former fighter then sold it before it turned into management company MTK. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting little history, little vignette there, little history of the MGM boxing gym in Marbella. Kinahan set it up with Matthew Macklin. But the former fighter then sold it before it turned into a management company, MTK. Okay, so MTK insist they cut ties with Kinahan in 2017, though he continued to advise boxers on his own. What does that mean, continue to advise boxers on his own? I don't understand that. Kinahan has never been convicted of any crime, but is allegedly, we must say allegedly, a central figure in his dad's €1 billion empire. Okay, there's Tyson Fury there, looking larger than life. Okay, so Saunders questions why he should be forced out of boxing despite not being convicted of any of his alleged crimes. Saunders said, "Well, I can't understand this, and I can't get my head around is the man has no criminal convictions whatsoever. They're talking like he's killed 1 million people. He's not got one criminal conviction. Damn. He's involved in legitimate business, boxing, advising people, making their lives obviously a lot better. If he's this bad a criminal, why don't you do something about it? Arrest him. Take him away. Take him to prison if he's killed people. Do it. Why haven't you done it? Because there's nothing there. Dime. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Apparently, there is nothing there. Okay. So what the hell's going on here? OMG. Okay, so that is the Dickens. That is the story. That's the story. That's the story. How's that looking? How is that looking over there? Okay. So that is one element. That is one element of the story. So we've had 2 sides so far. There's more. There's more. Don't worry. There's more. So we've had 2 elements of the story. In the first tranche, why am I sitting like that? Let me sit up straight. Don't like to be bending forward like that. In the first tranche, we heard of how Kinahan was a bad fella, bad man. In the second tranche, we heard from Billy Joe Saunders, who said, there he is, who said that if Kinahan threatens, leaves, is forced out of the sport, then he too may quit. So that's the story on that. So that's the second tranche. That's the second tranche. Well, of course, we're going into a third tranche. Just trying to get to the bottom of this. Okay, so if you're out there, if you're enjoying the show, then 2 things to do. If you are not subscribed to the channel, then hit the bell icon to receive updates and notifications. That's if you have not subscribed. If you are subscribed, then you already know to hit that like button if you're enjoying it. And if you want to go the further step, then hit that share button and share this and other videos which you enjoy on social media, so we can get the word out there. You are in tune to Boxing Talk with Rafi. The channel is Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Okay, so as we move, let's go into a few comments from the comment section before we go on to move into the third tranche. The third tranche upcoming. Okay, so I'm sure Billy Joe was one of the first to sign with MTK, says Shiz Biz. Okay, yeah, one of the first I remember. Billy needs to concentrate on being ready for fights in a 12-week period, says Andrew Harmon. Indeed. And Andrew, when did you become aware of the channel? Because you're a new name. So when I see new names in the channel, I don't know if you were here last night. I'm always curious about when they became aware of the channel. You know, Rafi's always doing a little bit of market research. Okay. Good to have you in here. And of course, we have the James Jameson. If Billy Joe walked away from boxing, who would care? I wouldn't. Damn. Well, I'll tell you why I would care. James. It's because he's a very skilled boxer, and I certainly want to see him against Canelo. And I certainly want to see him against Andrade. Who else do I want to see him against? Certainly those two before he quits boxing. Well, looky here. Look who we have here. None other than the crazy Dixon Cider. The Beast. You remember the Beast? Where are we? Where's the Beast? Let me bring up when we caught Dixon Cider. On CCTV. Patrolling, walking around the RDCR HQ. So yeah, I'm very well, Dixon Cider. I'm very well. I hope the skin's cleared up. OMG. You know, we're just having a laugh. We're having a laugh. Okay, so where are we now? Three Fingers Lucchese. Never had a single conviction while building one of the biggest criminal empires in America. Okay, so I've been a sub for a long time, mate. Just don't get time to get on the lives. Oh, I got you. Good shiznicks. Just like to have the background info. Just like to have the paperwork and the screenshots. Excellente. Yes, indeed. Dixon Siders is up in here. The Beast, aka the Beast. Okay, so let us stop sharing that. Hold on. Let me do something quite novel. Let me do it a different way. Okay, so yes, okay, we're gonna do this now. So this is the third tranche. We're going from tranche to tranche. Let's get that up out of the way. Let's get this in the place and let us stop sharing that and start sharing this. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see how that's showing up on your screen. Okay. Showing up very nicely as it goes. Okay, so let us move on. The prudent man is up in the building. Okay, so so smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and if you have, then hit the bell icon again to check it off, and then hit it again to check it on. Yeah, you know, just a little few tricks of the game to make sure you stay updated with news and notifications. CCC. Oui. Parlez-vous français? Espagnol? Okay, so let's get on with it. Okay, I haven't fit my bike ride in yet, so I got to get my bike ride in, and then I've got to should I break the news now? I don't know if I should break the news now. I was talking to somebody yesterday, big fish in the game, extremely knowledgeable, got a world of experience, dealt with man like George Foreman back in the day, big names from back in the, what was that, the 80s or the 70s? Could have been the 70s and the 80s. He was dealing with some of the biggest names in the game. I was talking to him yesterday. He's interested in coming on the show. I'm interested in having him on the show. And however, the normal means of getting somebody on were proving a bit difficult with the compatibility issues with his technology over there and mine over here. Was having some difficulties over there, so I'm gonna have to switch to a method which he already uses, different style of live. What you will see on the screen will be the same as you always see, but it's by using a different method, the method he is familiar with and the method I am unfamiliar with. So going over into his wheelhouse, so I'm going to have to update. I'm going to have to acquire the system he uses for a small fee, monthly fee. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a try. And if it works out better for more people, I may stick with it. But I'll subscribe to that different method of going live. I'll give him a 1 month. I'll put down my 1 month payment just to get quality to you guys, just to get the best people to you. I'll put down a month's payment on that. And if it turns out the better method, whatever's easier for the guests, then I may keep it. But I'm going to be doing a dummy run with the gentleman in question a couple hours after this live. I'll get my bike ride in, I'll get my food in, and then I'll go do a test, or call a test the link with him, the new method. And if it goes well, if all goes well, then don't be surprised tonight at 9 p.m. That's Thursday, 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. East Coast time, East Coast of America, and 1 p.m. over there on the West Coast. Don't be surprised to see me going live again with a big fish in the game. To be honest with you, since I started the interview series, and for those who don't know, I do have an interview playlist. So if you want to see the interviews, go on ahead, and not now, of course, but some other time, go ahead and click that interview playlist. Okay, so that's just a heads up of the shape of things to come. But in the meantime, let's crack on with this. Let's crack on with what we got on our plate now, and see what the insider has to say. Okay, so this is the third tranche. Daniel Kinahan, a suspected 1 billion Irish gang lord, ran boxing using fear and bullying, sources say. You see? So this is the third tranche, and we've gone into a different element. Why am I speaking about this? This is a new element. We're talking about, on the one hand, Billy Joe saying that he's the only man he trusts 100% in boxing. And then on the other hand, we're talking about an element which has not yet been explored. Fear and bullying. That's the allegation. We have to look at it. We have to look at this thing from all angles. Okay, this doesn't mean it's true, but it does mean that we are doing an investigation. Okay, maybe I should close that window and get some sounds of, what is that? The bin men? I don't know. It looks like, is it bin day today? Could be. Okay, so, or just a rather loud taxi. I don't know. Okay, so sources. It's just a rather loud taxi. Okay, so sources have spoken to the insider about methods allegedly used by suspected Irish mob boss Daniel Kinahan to operate in boxing. Okay, I repeat, these are allegations. Okay, the source said, let me move this down. The source said that Kinahan and his confidants in boxing have pressured others into deals, relying on their belief that he is a feared boss of a reputed 1 billion gang empire. Dang. Would you like to get your hands on 1 billion, or would you settle for 1 million? Would you like to get your hands on 1 billion and be renowned, or would you settle for 1 million and be unknown? I'd rather be the rich unknown guy rather than the rich known guy. You know what I mean? That's just me. Okay. So the authorities in Ireland suspect Kinahan to be the figurehead of the Kinahan organized crime group, which an Irish judge last month described as specializing in execution type, I don't even want to say the word, you know what I mean? It's a midday. It seems kind of inappropriate, but anyway, to protect its core activities. Damn. That's some serious business right there. That's some serious business. I'm not scared of a lot of people, but I am scared of those people. One source with knowledge of the Kinahan's dealing said. Damn. Okay, so Kinahan's name was thrust into the spotlight last month when the unbeaten heavyweight champion Tyson Fury mentioned Kinahan's part in negotiating a match with Anthony Oluwafemi Olansi Joshua. Kinahan should Should Kinahan continue to operate in boxing, corporate sponsors could flee, affecting the sport for years to come. A second source with knowledge of the situation was reported to have said. A representative for Kinahan did not respond to requests for a comment. Okay. So, What are they doing? What's this here? Wear a mask. Pass it on. Okay, so they're pushing the mask thing now over in the UK. Rather late in the day. People have been voluntarily wearing them. Some people, many people, not at all. I've worn it and sometimes I've not. I'm going to start wearing it again. I think there's some regulation that says you should wear it in shops. It's not really being highly enforced over here in England. Okay, so what's going on here? For years, Daniel Kinahan has tightened his grip on the sport of boxing as an advisor and agent. His client list include the world champion fighters such as Tyson Fury and Billy Joe Saunders. And also he's had the ear of the powerful Las Vegas promoter Bob Arum, a testament to how massive Kinahan has become in combat sport. Yes, indeed. When you got Bob Arum singing your praises, then you know that you've made an impact. Where we at? Okay, but Kinahan, a Dubliner based in Dubai, who is suspected by authorities in Ireland of operating a 1.1. Okay, it's increasing. Business is getting better. It's not just a 1 billion anymore. It's a 1.1. Oh, they're talking in dollars. That's the conversion rate. Okay, a $1.1 billion empire. And it's suspected that he ran the sport using intimidation, fear, and strong-arm tactics. Sources claim. So that is suspected. Two separate boxing industry inside sources who spoke with the insider on the condition of anonymity and whose identities have been confirmed by us, detailed phone calls in which Kinahan bullied the person on the other end of the line and convinced that person to do what Kinahan wanted. Okay. Now, if I remove comments, if I remove a comment, it might be that it's just a bit too inflammatory. But don't feel offended by that. It's just you have to understand how the YouTube jackboot brigade operates. So I'm just trying to stay safe. So some aren't even afraid to speak the man's name in public, said one source, saying that an associate of Kinahan's would prey on those fears. The fear is understandable. The organization that authorizes alleged hits. What? The fear is understandable. The organization that authorities allege is linked to Kinahan has also been linked to 18 deaths. OMG. The associate in question would sometime name drop Kinahan if the conversation wasn't going their way, saying Kinahan could straighten it out. The implication, as understood by the listener, was that Kinahan's two worlds, one from the links to organized crime and the other as a string puller in boxing, could collide in devastating fashion. Unless he's checked, sponsors will flee, say the sources. How long is this shizzle? How long is this shizzle? Is this shizzle a novel? This shizzle's a novel. The novel's a shizzle. The shizzle's a novel. Some in boxing have distanced themselves from Kinahan. They blurred out this cat's face. I didn't know he was working as a cornerman. I didn't know he was working as a cornerman too. Damn, multi-talented, multifaceted. Oh, Kinahan working. There it is. Kinahan working a white-collar boxing event in Marbella, Spain. Okay. So while Kinahan seemed responsible for bringing together Fury and Joshua, heavyweight boxing's two biggest names, in a $250 million match, his reputation in Ireland is at odds with his public perception in boxing. Okay. So amid the backlash over Kinahan's involvement in the Fury Joshua negotiations, companies and people once closely tied to him have tried to distance themselves. Damn. Among those said to have severed ties with the Kinahan are KHK Sport, a company in Bahrain that Kinahan had with which Kinahan had an advisory role. And they should get me to write these things. It flow smoother. MTK Global, a firm representing many fighters Kinahan has advised, which was previously known as Macklin's Jim Marbella or MGM, and Fury, whom Kinahan had been advising. So all of those people there have severed ties with Kinahan. But hours after saying he'd severed ties with Kinahan, Tyson Fury appeared to suggest on Instagram that Kinahan should be Prime Minister. The Irish Prime Minister. OMG. Okay. And Aaron told the Telegraph in late June, "We've talked with Dan, who Tyson and I both love and admire and respect. And he understands it's best the negotiation on Tyson's side be handled that way. He only wants what's best for Tyson." Okay. So Top Rank, its broadcaster ESPN and Disney, which owns ESPN, all declined requests for a comment from the insider. There is no indication that Disney, ESPN, Top Rank, Arum, Fury, or Joshua are involved in any criminality. Damn. Okay, so there you have it. This thing seems to go on it. This thing's a book. This thing's a damn book. It's crazy, yo. This thing's a damn book. Any challenge will be punished. A botched hit. Jeez, this is a book. Straight up legit. This is a book. Okay. Let me see how. I think I'm just going to touch on, since there's so much to it, I think I'm just going to touch on the headlines. I'll just see what the headline is and talk about that. Has he really stepped away? Is Kinahan leaving the game? Okay, so that's where we left it. Now let me go and check the analytics. If people have stopped writing, so I can see there's people here, but people have stopped writing. Maybe they're just spellbound. So let me check the analytics. Let me go backstage and check the analytics to see if people are still here. Because nobody's writing anything. So I'm feeling kind of lonely. Let me check the analytics. Let me go backstage. See what's going on. Let me see what's going on in real time analytics. What's going on now? Okay. That's right there. Okay, so apparently there are still people in here. People are just spellbound, or people are just going about their day, driving their cars, etc. Oh, James Jameson offers up some explanation. I didn't even mean to show that. I thought I deleted that. Damn you, StreamYard. I'll be glad to see the back of StreamYard. I'm trying out a new system this afternoon. I deleted that comment in YouTube, but it still stays up in StreamYard. Yeah, I'm trying out a different system. Maybe I will be more impressed with the different system, trying it out this afternoon after this show, after my bike ride. I'm still over here waiting for the comment which I saw on YouTube to appear in StreamYard. Why, it's been like 20 seconds already, 30 seconds. I think I'm going to be glad to get rid of StreamYard. We'll see. You're going to see. Still waiting for the comment to come up. If I like the other system best, I'll be ditching StreamYard. It won't make any difference to you, the viewers, but hopefully it should It should make a difference to me. Still waiting for that comment. Has it been deleted or something? Or is it just still not showing up in StreamYard? It's an amazing story. Okay, let me see if it showed up in StreamYard yet. Oh, it's just showing up like about 30 seconds later. I'll be happy to ditch StreamYard. I'll be happy to boot it in the bin. Garbaggio. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's worked for me for a time. But now I really am thinking about looking at a different streaming system. I'm going to be trying it out this afternoon. Okay, people are still here. They're just spellbound. Okay, so I shall continue. What's the time in saying? Okay, we got plenty of time. We got plenty of time for me to get through this. It is epic. It's an epic piece, though. It's an epic piece. But who else? Who better to chop this up? Who better to dissect this than the Rafi on Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio? You are in tune to Boxing Talk with Rafi. I think it's 154. If you haven't yet hit that like button, hit that like button. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. As we move. Okay, so is Kinahan living the fight game? Close to Kinahan, those close to Kinahan have recently suggested that he'll disappear from the sport. I took a lot of advice from a very good friend of mine, Daniel Kinahan, said Saunders. And I know that he's walking away from boxing. Okay. Some say he's walking away. And some say, has he really stepped away? Richmond said. It's hard to imagine that he has no more involvement or contact. Okay, so there's a question whether he's really walking away or has he walked away? Some are even afraid to speak Kinahan's name in public. Okay, there we see Macklin. Some pixelated figures. Damn. Or even his kids are pixelated. Okay. One of the insiders with one of the sources with knowledge of how Kinahan operates in international boxing said it was not uncommon for Kinahan to bully fighters and their representatives and TV executives in boxing. Damn, bullying TV executives. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. The second source agreed with this characterization, saying that this is how Kinahan and those close to him in boxing like to work. And as a result, the source said boxing is in a really bad place. Damn. What we got here? You should use Skype. I may. I think it's free as well. I'm not sure. I think there's something I might have to look into it. I did try and look into it, but I think there's an issue with it on my computer, even though it's a damn good computer. I don't know. I'll have to look at setting it up again. I think I've got it on one of my phones. I think I'll have to start afresh with Skype. Yeah, that could be the answer. Okay, as we press on. Boxing in Ireland is dying, and some say Kinahan is to blame. It's unclear how long it would take for boxing to repair its reputation because of its link to a man who's been characterized by T.D. Richmond as evil. Okay. Just had to get some aqua down. Okay. But Kinahan's involvement, overt or otherwise, could bring boxing down. Insider's second source said, as blue chip companies that broadcast or sponsor events could start to desert the sport, significantly affecting the amount of money big fights can generate. Boxing in Ireland has already been tainted because of Team Kinahan. Talent. The Sunday World Investigator's editor told The Insider. The sport is toxic in this country, he said. And that's thanks to Daniel Kinahan and his crew. Damn, these are strong allegations. Part of this toxicity goes back to a weigh-in at Dublin's Regency Hotel in February 2016 ahead of the Kinahan-promoted Clash of the Clans event. Men disguised as Ireland SWAT police guards stormed the Regency armed with assault rifles and opened fire, killing one man and injuring two others. Stephen Breen and Owen Conlon wrote in their 2017 book, The Cartel. Damn. So they stormed the Regency armed with assault rifles and opened fire, killing one man and injuring two others. There is no allegation that Keenan orchestrated the attack. Rather, he appears to have been the target of the attack, escaping the Regency unharmed before flying to London to lie low. Okay. That shooting has tarnished boxing's image in Ireland. No major shows have taken place there since. Damn. Okay, so Mel Christie, the president of Irish Boxing Union, told The Insider that the reality now is that Irish MTK fighters box in Northern Ireland, the UK, or further afield. MTK have not promoted in the Republic of Ireland since the Regency shooting, Christie said. The dearth of shows in Ireland could play out elsewhere should Kinahan continue to operate in boxing. One source said they doubted Kinahan would happily disappear from boxing, saying they thought he would just operate in the shadows, pulling strings, as he has done for years. With people like Kinahan, people don't just sever ties with him, the source said. He severs ties with you. Dame. Okay, so what we established there is that boxing in Ireland has taken a severe hit. You see on the screen there, you see the crime scene. That's the Regency Hotel. Anybody who saw my first piece, my first exploratory piece, investigation piece on Kinahan, will have seen that the actual footage of that fateful day where a man lost his life and two others were injured. And the claim is it a claim or is it reality? The claim, stroke reality, is that there have been no major boxing shows in Ireland. That's actual Ireland, not Northern Ireland, but Ireland itself, since the Regency Hotel shooting. And says that boxing as a result is somewhat in the doldrums. The name boxing has been tarnished in Ireland. That is the allegation. It's an amazing story, says James Jameson. You should use Skype. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into it. Not today, though. I got another technique for today. Maybe I'll look into it another day. Maybe Saturday. Time's running out now. The COVID era is coming, hopefully, to an end. That means everybody's returning to work. That means the Rafi should be returning to work shortly. I don't know. I've kind of enjoyed it. Took a financial hit, but it's very strange. It was a very strange time. And hopefully most of us survived. So certainly want to tell future generations. Okay, so that's Mr. Email. You should use Skype. Lisa Bayliss up in the building. How you doing, Lisa? Bales. I think it's Lisa Bales. I always say Bayliss, but it's not Bayliss, it's Bales. Up in the building. Okay. I deleted that comment for you, Rafi. Yeah, a bit controversial. True, though. Fair enough. Fair play. Fair play. Rafi and the terrorist share many members. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm not disputing that at all. Not disputing that at all. Not disputing that at all. Okay. So, as we press on, as we move on, where are we? Yes. Lisa Bayliss is in great spirits. Great spirits. Always good to see you, Lisa. Always good to see Lisa up in here. Okay. So let's press on. This piece is epic. This piece is a book, but I don't know. I mean, it's cool because this can be a standalone piece. This episode can be a standalone piece that you share to your friends, and your friends share to their friends. And, I think this show here, it will be A to Z, will turn out to be A to Z of this whole what would you call it? This whole thing, saga, intrigue, the continual intrigue of Mr. Kinahan. We could call it that, or we could just leave it as the title. I could subtitle that. I'll use that as a subtitle. The continuing intrigue. Let me write it down. When I have these moments, you got to write them down. Let me write it in over here. Let me save that thought. It's a good title. It's a good subtitle. The continuing intrigue of Mr. Kinahan the Younger. How'd you like that? Intrigue. Okay. It's telling me I spelled intrigue wrong. How am I supposed to spell intrigue? Looks good. Looks all right to me. It looks all right to me. Okay, intrigue, INT. Okay, that's incorrectly spelled then. It's telling me I spelled Kinahan as wrong as well. It's telling me that I spelled that wrong. I don't believe it. I think I've got it right. Okay. The continuing intrigue of Mr. Okay, I spelled Mr. wrong. Where's the R? Let's put R on Mr. And let's show this again. I think it's right now. The continuing intrigue of Mr. Kinahan the Younger. Okay. All right, let's get that down and let us continue. Let us press on. It's always great to be here, bro. 100%, Lisa, 100%. It's a nice atmosphere we have over here at Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. It's a nice convivial place to be. It's the place, Lisa, as you know, it's the place where the good people meet and congregate to speak boxing. I haven't used that line for a while. I should use that line more often. I forgot about that one. Okay, as we press on. Okay. So, allegations that Kinahan instills fear have been made in the past. Man, I wonder if this is true. And I repeat, this is an investigation. This is a look into the intrigue of Mr. Kinahan the Younger. It's an intrigue. Looking at the intrigue of it. These are reports, and no way are these reports being stated as fact, but merely pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. Potential pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. Okay, remember to smash that like button, folks. If you just come in here, and if you've not been here before, but you're enjoying the content, then absolutely smash that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, and click notifications. Activate your notifications so you don't miss out. I hate it. I would hate for you to miss out. Okay, so Breen, who has been investigating Kinahan and organized crime in Dublin for more than a decade, reported for the Irish Sun in 2018 that Kinahan used intimidation to pull fighters in line. Damn. Breen said that he learned through an associate of MGM that Kinahan brainwashed some athletes he represented by promising vast sums of money, but often under-delivered, delaying payments or missing them altogether. Breen source said that fighters were sometimes offered... Oh, wow. That is a serious allegation that sometimes fighters were offered product instead of money. Damn, that is a hardcore investigation. And once again, I repeat, we over here at Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio are not stating that these are facts. These are reports from investigative journalists. Damn. Okay. The source said Kinahan would often tell them they would know what happened if they stepped out of line. Would often tell them they would know what happened if they stepped out of line. Damn. What's that supposed to mean? What's that supposed to mean? I think I know what it's supposed to mean. I wonder if they got that in writing. No? Okay. Breen's source claimed that once you're signed with Kinahan, there is no leaving. Not unless it's he who wants you to go. Damn. It was all about control. The gym was all about manipulation and was simply an exercise by Daniel to portray himself as a legitimate businessman. This couldn't be further from the truth, Breen told sources. He ruled through fear. Yep. Yikes. That is the allegation. Boxers were terrified of him because of his name. Breen told Insider that the person he spoke with in 2018 had various dealings with Kinahan, and they were adamant that Kinahan was a bully and that boxers were terrified of him because of his name. Keenan carries a macho image, offers young boxers a life of luxury, and tells them they're going to be great. But the reality is that only one or two make it to the top and receive the type of money he promised. The person I spoke to about Daniel's personality, said he was very controlling. He was coercive, and to young boxers, he could easily manipulate them. Breen said Kinahan was regarded as a messiah figure in boxing, overseeing a cult-like following within the sport. Damn. That's hardcore. That's hardcore. Any challenge to him will be punished. Kinahan's business had a cultish setup where any challenge to him would be punished. And he has to literally be on a great height. What? Cultish setup where any challenge to him will be punished. And he has to literally be on a greater height than anyone else. Greater height. Greater height, greater level. He's the boss, isn't he? He's the boss. He's the boss of the setup. It's the boss of the setup. She said that the person who challenged Kinahan most was Gary Hutch, who was shot dead in Spain in 2015. A witness told the court in 2018 that Hutch pleaded with his killer. Pleaded. Damn. A man named James Quinn was convicted of the murder of Hutch and sentenced to 22 years behind bars. A Spanish detective told the court that the police believed that Kinahan had ordered the killing. Damn. A botched hit. Breen theorized that Kinahan's paranoia and ego had fueled one of Dublin's worst gangland feuds going back to 2014. And that year, Hutch, Kinahan's employee at the time, put a hit out on Kinahan. Okay, so Hutch put a hit out on Kinahan. Okay, so Breen said the gunman Hutch fired the botched hit. Hired what? Breen said the gunman Hutch hired botched the hit, shooting at Jamie Moore, a former super welterweight boxer who was on Kinahan's Costa del Sol property. Okay. There is no indication that Moore has any involvement in criminality. Breen described him as an innocent bystander in the shooting. Breen sources told him that even though the Hutch family had paid Kinahan and had a secret meeting in Spain to calm tensions, there was an onslaught. OMG. OMG. Okay, it's all down to him leading the charge against people who he believed had tried to kill him and who he believed were his enemies at that point. Breen said Kinahan had the money, power, and the international associations to wage war against his one-time friends that they could not keep up with. I can see how his personality in organized crime. Where it is about control. This guy is a terrible speaker. It's about power, coercion, and letting people know who is in charge. And that would transform his personality, and he would transfer that personality into his boxing persona. So, police say they are pursuing those at the top of the Kinahan group. Damn. As you know, over in Ireland there, they call the police the Garda. Three men, Michael Burns, Stephen Curtis, and Kieran O'Driscoll, were sentenced in late June for their role in what was described as a Kinahan cartel plot to kill a Hutch family member in Dublin. During sentencing, Hunt, the Irish judge, rebuked the group, saying it recruited dispensable foot soldiers who were desperate and foolish. Breen told the Insider that it was an extremely significant day in Dublin as three individuals received sentences for their decision to get involved with the Kinahan feud. Breen added there were now 30 people who had been in prison since 2016 as a result of working for Kinahan and his gang, including people for murder, conspiracy to murder, facilitating an organized crime gang. After the convictions of the three men last month, O'Driscoll, the Assistant Commissioner for the Special Crime Operations Division of Ireland's police force, said a reckoning was coming for those at the top of the cartel. It's ultimately our aim to dismantle the entire crime group. Based on our experiences, we are confident that the evidence we have gained in investigations we are undertaking will result in the charging of other people. He added, it's obviously a desire that we achieve success in relations to those who are at the top of the pyramid in a crime group. But taking out the pillars of the crime group along the way ultimately causes damage to that crime group and can bring about the downfall of those who are at the top of the pyramid. Okay. So Breen told us that those who are at the top of the pyramid, he believes, O'Driscoll was referring to Kinahan himself. O'Driscoll added, according to the Independent, we are not going to finish our business until such time as everyone involved is brought before the courts, particularly those at the top tier. I believe the progress that's being made in the ultimate aim of dismantling the Kinahan organized crime group is considerable. Damn. Okay, so we can see the desire there. We can see there's a move there. And it's very much considered that Kinahan is at the top of the pyramid. Seems to be target number 1 for the authorities. Very deliberate PR attempt by Kinahan. This portion says Kinahan has been using boxing to burnish his image internationally. Kinahan is engaged in a very deliberate PR attempt to reinvent himself as a legitimate boxing promoter with no criminal convictions. Richmond said this had included, but is not limited to, social media channels trying to distract from his real infamy. So certain social media outlets, it is being alleged, are trying to detract from his real infamy. His opaque connections to MTK has seen numerous fighters and trainers connected to MTK repeatedly and zealously defend him. Is that what we see in Billy Joe Saunders? On a momento, let me check the analytics. Let me see what's going on. People are spellbound. They ain't talking. It's just the Rafi talking. What's going on? People are spellbound. Let me go check the analytics, see how many people are actually in here. Okay. Let us continue. Let us push forward. How much of this is to go? Oh, we're almost there. Damn. I think, what is that? What does that say? Okay. So if Mr. Kinahan were to return to Ireland, it is clear that he would be arrested immediately. It is known that the Gardaí are working to bring him to justice, having repeatedly tried to convict him many times. Repeatedly tried to convict many of his associates in recent months. Okay, so he's definitely wanted over there in Ireland. Definitely a desperately wanted man over there in Ireland. And then we move on to, is this the last tranche? Yeah, this is the last tranche. So let me put the link in the chat in case anybody wants to briefly chop this up with me when I conclude the piece. Boom. Okay. Just in case. All right. So Fury's video. We've come to the last tranche of the story. Fury's video may turn out to be a big mistake. I think it's already turned out to be a big mistake, has it not? Okay, so Richmond told us the Fury's video, in which he thanked Kinahan multiple times, could prove to be Keenan's downfall. OMG. It's funny, it's funny how loose lips can sink ships. It's funny how Kinahan, of all people, of all people, I mean, Fury of all people could be the one. Could be the one who had loose lips and proved to be the downfall. It's funny how Fury of all people, you thought you'd have known better. You thought the man would have known better. Thought the man would have kept his trap shut. You thought that, but evidently not. Okay, so for Mr. Kinahan, the biggest mistake he has made is allowing Tyson Fury to name checking no less than 3 times in a video announcing the biggest fight in British boxing history. That opened the floodgates of international media attention into this powerful match, into who this powerful matchmaker is. Brave Irish journalists and Irish authorities have been highlighting exactly who he is and the mystery he sows, the misery he sows on the streets of Dublin. And they've been doing that for years. So let me read that again to make it clear. That the interest opened up by Fury, Tyson Fury, son of John. The history opened up the mystery, the notoriety, the attention that Tyson, son of John Fury, opened up when he said what he said, when he complimented, name-checked Kinahan no less than 3 times in the video to announcing the fight with Joshua, announcing the deal had been made. The intrigue that Fury caused opened up the floodgates of international media attention into who this powerful matchmaker is. Brave Irish journalists and the Irish Authority have been highlighting exactly who he is and the misery he sows on the streets of Dublin. The misery he sows on the streets of Dublin. Oh, they've been highlighting that for years. Okay. So, by allowing himself to be brought into the limelight, his true identity was revealed. Not as a powerful boxing promoter, but as a ruthless criminal responsible for some of the worst criminal atrocities in recent years in Ireland. OMG. And I repeat, these are not the words of Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. These are the words of investigative journalists and newspapers from over there in Ireland. So you be the judge. I'm giving you both sides of the coin. I'm giving you the fighter or fighters. You know, we got Tyson Fury. We got Billy Joe Saunders singing Kinahan's praises. And on the one hand, and then on the other hand, we have the Irish police, the Irish government, and certain brave journalists, as it's quoted, as it says here, who give you the other side. They say there's 2 sides to every story. So I'm trying to provide you with a balanced piece, giving both sides of that story. Okay. So the world knows who Mr. Kinahan really is. Adding that he was skeptical that Kinahan has willingly stepped into the shadows of the fight game. Boxing must work hard to genuinely prove that he no longer has any role and that he is not welcome in the sport, said Richmond. I have no doubt the Irish authorities will bring Mr. Kinahan to justice eventually. He can't run forever. Dame. He can't run forever. And that's some hardcore statement right there. It's no joke. It's very, very serious. Very, very serious game. And let me work a little bit of magic over here. Let me work a little bit of magic over here. As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat. Why do I have that background? Why do I not have another background? I could have another background. I do have the skills and capability. OMG. OMG. Yes, yes, yes. I think we kind of mainly chopped it up. Where are we now? So that is, I mean, we're currently looking at, you think what the hell you're looking at? Well, you're looking at the Regency Hotel. What is this called? Reception area. I'm not going to show as much as I showed last time of events that night, that day, that night, that evening. So I'm not going to show the video. I may scroll. Fine, peace, Rafi, much appreciated. James Jameson, much appreciated. I think we did okay. From top to bottom, the warming section addressed it. That's the hotel. Did you not see the first piece I did on this? Okay, in which case I'll later on, after I come back, I've seen that video. It is brutal. Yes, it is brutal. But the first piece I did on Kinahan included the hotel scene. So what I'll do is later, after I come back from my bike ride and after I've done what I got to do, setting up the thing for the gentleman who we may have on tonight, the guest we may have on tonight, a hardcore, heavy-duty guy in the boxing game, been in the boxing game for decades. If I manage to set that up equipment-wise, connectivity-wise tonight, then you'll see that show tonight. On second thoughts, I mean, I should have probably pushed it back till Friday, but I don't know. You know, just keep on pumping out that content, pumping out that good content for the people. You know, that's the mission statement over here. Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio, it's one of them. You know, feed the combat world. Feed the combat world, not just the combat world, but feed the world in general. Keep them fed with good intel, good information. And what else? What else is there to cover? Okay, so yeah, Tyson Fury appeared to suggest that Daniel Kinahan should be Ireland's Prime Minister. OMG. That would not be a turn up for the books. Would that not be a turn up for the books? What am I going to do with this clip here? What am I going to do with it? I really don't know. What I'm going to do with it. I don't really think I want to get too much into it. Got to be very careful with it. What's going on here? Okay. Do I want to show that clip right there? I don't think I do. Okay. So what we got here? Okay. So this piece is running right now. It's running at 1 hour and 53 minutes. And I think we've done it. It's longer than I expected. It's longer than I anticipated. I don't know if there's anything I need to finish off to balance it out. Not sure there's anything I need to finish it off with to balance it out other than to say, yeah, let me share this screen then. Boom, boom, boom. Back to where we started. That's what you call going full circle. How's it looking on your screen? What if I do that? What happens if I do that? Okay. What happens if I do that? Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Unusual. It's unusual. Who's Louis Varada? Who's Louis Varadka? Who's Louis Varadka? And tell me who is Louis Varadka? Louis Leo. Who the hell is Leo Varadka? Never heard of him. Who's he when he's at home? Well, we got the information. We got all the information given out there. Let me just scroll down to this thing so you can see the headline. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Oh, the Irish PM. The Irish PM. Okay. I got you. So I think we've given both sides of the argument. You know, the Tyson Fury and Billy Joe Saunders, they are staunch supporters of Mr. Kinahan. And then you have on the other hand, the Irish police, the Irish government, and what's described as certain brave members of the Irish press who have given their side. So I hope that I've chopped up both sides nice and finely for you so you can understand the overall picture. What was that thing I wrote earlier? The continuing intrigue of Mr. Kinahan the Younger. Yeah, I think that's what it's been about. And hopefully we've been able to chop up both sides of the argument. And I don't know. I think we've done it. So like I said before, expect the possibility of a live show around 9 p.m. tonight. A live interview. Is it Thursday? It's a Thursday. So when I do interviews, I like to drop them on Thursdays, but I can drop them at any time. But yes. I think we've done it. I think, by Jove, I think we've done it. And let me just line up this outro. For you. As a matter of fact, I haven't done it right once yet. I have not once done it right yet, but I'll get there. I'm determined to get there. I'm determined to get the outro done the way I want to do it. Do it properly. Will I be able to nail it this time? Okay. So you have been in tune to Raphael Dawkins, and it's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares, and it is the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. And don't forget about the live shows. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. What else is there to say? I don't know. Much appreciation to everybody who tuned in. Like my shizzle, share my shizzle, so we may fertilize the earth. With the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio flavor. So until later on, what can I say? The only thing for me to say is blessed.